Here's everything that Samsung announced at today's Unpacked event. And I do want to address the elephant in the room, and that's where a lot of people are probably going to be posting about the Galaxy Watch Ultra and the Galaxy Buds 3 and Buds 3 Pro. And so obviously these products do share some similarities with the Apple Watch Ultra and the AirPods lineup. I mean, really, aside from the name with the Apple Watch Ultra and Galaxy Watch Ultra and the orange accents and the bands do look pretty similar. There's really not a whole lot else that is like, oh, this is exactly the same as the Apple Watch Ultra. Obviously, there's the more circular form factor compared to the very squared off Apple Watch Ultra. The buttons are different. There's actually one additional button with the Galaxy Watch Ultra. Obviously, there's a different operating system. I also think the Galaxy Watch Ultra's screen looks a lot nicer, and it's just really, really bright. I actually had to try and turn down the brightness on the watch because it got too bright and was overexposing on the camera. That's how bright it was. The watch has a new bioactive sensor for more accurate readings of heart rate, blood pressure, and it has blood oxygen. And the Ultra, of course, comes in that larger form factor. It is 47 millimeters, and it does have better battery life compared to the smaller Galaxy Watch 7. Now, the Galaxy Buds and Buds Pro, these do look a lot like AirPods and Pro. Of course, the Pros have the swappable ear tips, and they go further into the ear canal, while the regular Buds kind of sit before that, and they don't have those ear tips. And the biggest differences lies within the stems between the two. Now, the stem on the Galaxy Buds are more square, and you have the Buds Pro with the neat LED light that indicates whether they are on or off, if they're charging or pairing, and you can just kind of have them on and glowing for no reason at all, other than the fact that they actually look kind of cool with the lights on. It's also helpful for finding lost earbuds. Maybe you're in the dark and you lost one, you dropped it on the floor, it's underneath the couch or something. You should be able to see it with the light on, so that should make it much more helpful when finding lost Buds Pros. On the Pro version, you do get a specific dual amp for better sound quality, but both models have ANC and adaptive EQs, and of course, pricing for the Pros a little bit more expensive at $249 and $179 for the regular Buds 3. Now, of course, I wasn't able to test these out and get a sound test, so I will be doing that and comparing them to the AirPods Pro, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video. Now, when it comes to the Galaxy Ring, Samsung did actually announce this a little while back, but now we were able to see it and get more hands-on with it. And while I wasn't able to test out a lot of the health features or tracking because, well, you got to wear it for quite some time, I was actually just able to go hands-on and kind of compare it to the Ultra Human ring that I have on my hand at all times. And I've also used the Aura ring before, and I can confirm that it does look and feel a lot like those two rings, which is nice because I really like the way those rings fit. There was a sizing kit available. Now, I will say that my Ultra Human ring, that runs pretty big, so I'm a size down from the Aura, but I'm like 2 sizes up with the Samsung. I could probably get away with 1 size lower, but yeah, it runs about 1 to 2 sizes higher than what your normal ring size is. So if you're looking at getting one, that's a good baseline to go off of. Overall, though, it comes in that silver, black, and gold look. It does feel and look very premium, and it has a nice charging case, which is how you would take it around with you if you don't want to wear it at all times, but also, of course, for charging, where other, brands like Ultra Human and Aura, they have a charging dock, but you could easily lose that if you were to travel with it and not have it on your finger. So I do like the charging case. The Galaxy Ring can also connect with your phone for some additional functionality, like double tapping your fingers together to take a photo, or you can silence or snooze alarms that way. So you basically just pinch your fingers together here in a double tap, and it'll take a picture if you have the camera app open, or if your alarm's going off and your phone's across the room, you can use that with your phone in conjunction. And I think that's pretty cool. And this kind of opens up the doors for more functionality between the ring, aka your hand, and your phone when you're not actually holding it. Of course, the ring will be able to track all of your important health updates and features and sleep data, and so you'll have more insight, more so than what your watch could do, or just a different form factor than the watch, obviously, and get all of that data sent to the health app on your Samsung device. Lastly, there are new versions of the Galaxy Z Fold and Z Flip, so I think we're on the 6th version this year, and so this year is kind of more of a slight refinement, especially in the hardware department. I mean, the Galaxy Fold got a little bit thinner, but the cover screen got a little bit bigger. It went from 6.1 to 6.3 inches, and it got a little wider, which is nice because I think that's kind of like what the biggest gripe on my end was, is that it was too tall and narrow to type on. But now it's a little bit wider, and it does make a huge difference. Obviously, when you open it up, you have that massive screen over 7 inches. It's very, very bright. It's got kind of a new protective layer on top that looks a little better in my opinion. It gets very bright, like I mentioned before, I believe 2600 nits. But a lot of the bigger changes for both phones comes with software, and it's really more of the Galaxy AI features that are coming from the S24 on down to these fold and flips, but also there's some exclusive features. So one with the Z Flip is the ability to have the live interpreter feature where you can have a conversation with somebody who's maybe speaking Spanish, and you can put it in flex mode. On the outer screen, they can see what you're saying. It'll automatically interpret what you're saying and give it to them in Spanish. And then when they're speaking Spanish to you, you'll see what they're saying in English. And so this is kind of a better way to have that two-way conversation in conversation mode, but you don't have to like huddle up, next to the phone or show them what you're looking at. It just automatically does it when you have it in that flex mode. Another cool AI feature that is also kind of reminiscent of what Apple just announced, and that was the image playground, where you can kind of get like a new animated or sketched out avatar of yourself. So there's Portrait Studio, where you can take a picture of yourself, and then you have a couple of different options to get a new avatar of yourself. So there's comic, there's 3D cartoon, there's watercolor, or sketched image. Now, my comic image just makes me look like Kevin James, which is what it is. But yeah, I mean, this could be pretty cool for those who are sending off different images of themselves or want to create other, images like this for family and friends. And so just a nice little AI feature that Samsung added on top of the other slew of Galaxy AI features that were announced at today's Unpacked event. Now we're going to be doing a comparison between all of the devices that kind of have an Apple counterpart, as well as going hands-on with one of the phones, if not both of them. So be sure to subscribe if you are interested in all of that. And of course, let me know in the comments what exactly you want to see with those comparisons. This has been now MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.